MS is a disease that strikes people in the prime of their lives. The people usually get the diagnosis between the ages of 20 and 50, and we wanted to show you why people get involved in the MS Bike Tour and why they're so committed to this cause. This weekend, John Most will put on his bike shoes for the 14th year in a row to ride 100 miles for Debbie.
All started basically when my wife Debbie got MS. And of course, when something like that happens, you immediately try and lurch into what you can personally do and try and help cure the disease yourself. You can't do it by yourself, obviously.
So he got involved with the MS Society, raising money for research and services for MS patients. And he started taking part in the annual bike tour from Irvine to San Diego. Debbie would always be there to cheer him on. Some years, she would be there in a wheelchair.
She was always waiting there at the top of the hill for all the riders to come up and meet, and it was just a great thrill to have her there. Each of the riders that would go over and see her would thank her for being there because they actually realized why they were now doing the rides, what they said to her.
I'm going to use the walker if you don't mind.
Those who ride this year will be helping people like Frank Austin. He's had MS since 1998.
I have no stamina. My balance is terrible. I can't drive. There's just not any area of life that it doesn't affect. When it really gets bad, it feels like you're in quicksand and you're just sinking and there's nothing you can do.
Frank says when he first got the diagnosis, he thought about ending his life. Now he focuses on the positive by leading support groups for men with MS, writing a blog for people with the disease, and by serving as the inspiration for a team of riders taking part in this weekend's event.
There are times that you get depressed, sure you do. But all in all, I'm an up person. And I try to stay up all the time, to a fault, and that's just my psyche. That's just the way I am.
Some of the money raised this weekend will help pay for a new lift for his van so he can get around easier. This weekend, John Most will ride for Frank and for Debbie, even though she won't be there cheering at the top of the hill. She died after her struggle with MS in 2003.
A lot of people don't continue to support those kind of causes when this type of thing happens, but Debbie never gave up fighting the disease, and I never thought I should do the same in terms of the ride either. I should keep on going, so that's what we've been doing now for 14 years.
John is remarried, and he and his current wife will be riding this weekend, and together with their team, they've raised something like $41,000.